attention, they are not comfortable, or they are just trying to send a message across. That is also communication. In early language and communication, parents have very, very important roles to play. Parents have very, very important roles to play in early language and communication, because we are talking about 0 to 2 years. And when we are talking about 0 to 2 years, it means it's going to start from home. It's going to start from home. At 0 years, children are not in school. They are at home. Am I right? So it's going to start from home. And that is limited to parents. So as a teacher, by the time the child is coming to you in the school, you have to be able to work with wherever the parents are or stop with the child. That's where you start your work as a teacher. And I told you that language is expressive. Language is non-verbal. Language is written. Language is in tribe. Language is very wide. That a child is not speaking English does not mean that that child is not communicating or is not speaking language. That you don't understand the language of the child, the primary language of the child, does not mean that the child is not communicating. The child is trying to say something. So it is your role as a teacher to make yourself understand what the child is trying to tell you. After all, some children are deaf. They can't even talk. They can't hear. They are deaf. They are dumb. They can't hear. But they pass information across. So you must understand that language is in behavior. Yes, language is in behavior, because through behavior we communicate. In order to empower children's speech and development in language, you need more understanding about how children's language development how children develop language skills from 0 to 6 years. From 0 to 6 years is very crucial. That is the foundational stage for language acquisition for children. So we'll be concentrating on this area. When you work with children from 0 to 6 years, you'll be working with certain strategies and techniques. These are what you are going to be using so that the child will be able to work with you. If you are not using certain skills and techniques, the child will not, you and the child, you will not be on the same level when it comes to language and communication. In order to form an inclusive language learning environment, you have to use a lot of materials like flashcards, like alphabet, like short storybooks, like picture cards, because they cannot talk. So you're going to have things like a picture of maybe a toilet. For you to ask, do you want to go to the toilet? They can't speak, but they know that this is toilet. They can't speak, but they know that this is cup. Do you want to drink water? They can't speak, but they know that this is food. Do you want to eat? Sometimes ago, at the early stages of my career, I worked in a school on the island. It's an international school. That person, the person that owns that school, has one already in UK. So she came to establish a branch here, and she brought me in because she only had the UK experience, and she wanted to have the Nigerian experience of it. So she brought me in more like a partner, so that I can show her some things. But I was also in the classroom because the school is inside the Oniru estate, and there are a lot of expatriates inside that estate. So by the time we opened, before two months, before the middle of first term, we had about 21 Japanese and Chinese children in that school. Now these children don't understand English. Their parents don't understand English. They work for a construction company, so they all come from the same place. The funny thing is, their home is a walking distance to the school, so they don't need to come with cars. So I think they use that as in the morning as an exercise, or just their mothers as an opportunity to go out. So you will see the whole 21 or 20 of them, they will line up like this with their children in their hands, bringing them to school in the morning. When they are coming to pick them in the afternoon, that's the same way they will come. Out of these whole 21 women, it is only one person that understands English and that speaks English. The others don't understand English and they can't speak. So that one is the interpreter for us. That's one that understands English is the one that interprets what they are saying for us and interprets what we are saying for them. And so are the children. The children too don't understand English. For me, it was a big task because I've never been in such an environment. But for the other woman and some of the teachers, she got 2 of her teachers from UK to come and work with her for some time, then they will go back. They are used to it because they are used to these foreign children. Initially it was tasking, but by the end of the term, I had picked up a few Japanese language. I speak up because that was the only way for me to communicate with those children. There's a particular boy in my class. His name is Chinchao. Chinchao. He can't speak English. I can't speak Japanese. And we had to communicate. So he will be telling me when you know that initial stage of they are crying, they've not settled down. Please, I think you need to off this fan. The noise. It's the small one. Okay. No, it's the small one. But how will you? Okay, put on the small one for them. How will they in that area? Okay. Now, when the mother goes and he's crying, you'll be telling me, Mama Mashalala, Mama Mashalala. What he's saying is he wants Mama to come. That is Mama he wants. He wants Mama to come. So when the interpreter came in the afternoon, I had to ask her, please, this is what he's saying. What is the meaning? Then she told me that he said he wants Mama to come. Okay, what do I tell him? She also taught me how to tell him that Mama is coming. So I will also tell him Mama Lala. So when he hears that Mama Lala, that Mama is coming. Well, anytime he hears that Mama, eventually he started cooling, settling down. But once in a while, he will still do that. So now I'm telling him, change out. What is it? He will tell me, Mama Mashalala, and I'll tell him, Mama Lala. Then he will keep quiet. He will continue to do what he's doing. What am I telling you basically is that language can be a barrier for you to teach children. especially if you are not experienced and you don't know how to navigate it. It could be a bit of a difficult terrain if you don't understand the language of a child. This is the reason why our students here, at the end of their early year course, we make sure that they go to the inclusive school. Mrs. Obinna, stand up. We make sure that they go to the inclusive school for their teaching practice. At the inclusive school, they saw different types of children. They saw deaf. We were initially using a private special needs school, but we discovered that they are limited in terms of the type of cases they have. There are some cases, there are some early childhood disability cases you will not see in special needs schools, in private special needs schools. There are some cases you will not see, because the reason is because, you can sit down, the reason is because for every type of special needs child they have to have a professional in that area, and that is not cost friendly for them too. They have to have a professional in that area that will be able to teach children that have that disability. So I think they try to work within the number of cases they have, because they have to pay them salary. They are specialists, and special needs teachers, therapists, they don't come cheap. I hope at the end of this program, when you are done, you will not sell yourself cheap. Yes. So language can be difficult. Even the children that understands English, because English is a lingua franca in Nigeria because of the colonization. A lot of parents speak English to their children at home, so it makes it easy for you. By the time the children are stepping into school, they already understand some basic English language. Where are you going? Come back. What is your name? And all of these things. But then there's still a lot of work to do. You have to move them from the point at which they are coming in, their entry point. Their entry point is where their parents got to with them in terms of language and development. That's their entry point. Remember that the fact that they are speaking English does not mean they can read English. They can read. That is why we call it expressive language and communication, which includes reading, writing, and identification. You should also exchange your ideas with your colleagues to work as a team. Teachers are always in the habit of trying to hoard information. If you hide your information from me, do you know the one I have? Do you know if I have a better one than your own? So if you hoard information from me, you might be at a disservice with yourself. There is nothing wrong in you as a teacher having you see that you have 5 children who are from the Igbo tribe in your class, and trying to learn basic communication in Igbo language. There's nothing wrong about that. One thing I've studied about Igbo people is that they keep to their language, especially at home with their children. When you look at the Yoruba tribe, and you look at the Igbo tribe, Yoruba, we can function at home with our children with English without speaking Yoruba. A lot of young Yoruba couples don't speak Yoruba to their children at home. A lot. The young ones. I'm talking about people from 25, 30, 35, 40. Most of them communicate with the children at home with English. They don't speak Yoruba to them. So those children they are more tuned with English. But when you look at this same age group in Igbo tribe, they can speak English. It's not that they cannot speak English. They can speak English very well. But they like speaking their indigenous language with their children at home. So it's very common for you to see a child that comes from an Igbo tribe in school. When you want him or her to really understand what you are talking about, speak Igbo. There will be a deep connection. I once had the case of a boy that the maid abused. This boy understands English. He speaks English. He was 4 going to 5. He understands English. He speaks English quite well. But that day, I don't know, maybe it's because the nanny has been doing some things with him, or maybe she's been abusing him and has been telling him things that if you talk, if you do this, you know, all these type of things. When we were asking him questions, this boy was not free, forthcoming to talk. But the moment the mother came in and the mother called him and spoke Igbo to him, she asked him in Igbo, who did this thing to you? Tell me. This boy replied the mother in Igbo, and he pointed at the maid. The maid used the bunch of keys in her hand to hit his head. So one of the keys pierced his head. So as the nanny was dropping him at the gate in the morning, the teachers, because we've trained our teachers, we've sensitized them, the teachers at the gate, they were going to receive him. We've told our teachers, you must check and see that no child is coming in with injury or anything. Else they will say it's from school. So immediately one of our teachers saw that thing and saw the blood. Before she could go in to call the supervisor to see it, this maid has turned and left. So the boy came into the class. Then we had to call the mother on phone to come. We don't want it to wait. We had to call her to come immediately. So she came. Luckily for us, when she was coming, she came with the maid. I don't know, maybe she intentionally came with her, or she was going somewhere and decided to bring her along. So she was there when we were asking the boy. So the mother spoke English because we've asked him, Jason, tell us, who did this to you? Who did this? Boy was just looking at us. The moment the mother called him and said Jason and spoke to him in Igbo, he turned to Igbo language immediately and explained in details what happened. That this person, he pointed at her and pointed at the key. The key was still in that girl's hand. And pointed at the key, that she used the key to hit my head. That's the power of language. That is the power of language. So for you to go far as a teacher in the early years in terms of language communication and development, it will be a plus for you if you can communicate with the child in their primary language, whether they are Igbo, whether they are Hausa, whether they are Yoruba, whether they are Urhobo. There is no law anywhere that says you must not speak the indigenous language in the school. I am not saying teachers should be saying it. Teachers should maintain the status quo of communicating in English. But when you need it for you to navigate and get the child to be at par with the child, please use it. Use language. There is a boy I came across that comes from Ekiti State. Then he wanted to come and do JAMB lessons. in the school where my son went for JAMB lesson. This boy had A1 in maths. He has done WAEC, he had passed WAEC. He wanted to do JAMB. So the sister brought him to Lagos to stay with her so he can do JAMB lesson and write his JAMB. Maybe their parents were having an issue. So my son was like, this boy can barely communicate in English. You know, he lived all his life in the village. He lived in the village. He grew up in the village. In Ekiti State, whether Ado Ekiti or somewhere, one of the Ekiti states. So he said, when he asked him, how did you pass maths? English was the problem. Expressive English was the problem. So how did you pass maths? You that you cannot speak English like this. The boy told my son that their maths teacher used to explain to them in Ekiti language. That their maths teacher used Ekiti language to teach them maths. So a boy who is struggling to express himself in English had A1 in maths because he has a deep understanding of, you know, maths is facts. Maths is established facts. It's not that you are coming to bring something new. It's just for you to remember the process and state it. That man has done a good job to use their indigenous language, which he knows will help them more to grab the concept, to explain to them, and they passed. That's the power of language. So saying on the pedestal that it is only English we can use to talk, you are not going to be helping yourself. You are also not going to be helping the child. There is going to be a conflict of communication. There will be communication breakdown at some point. You also have to go online and look for materials to teach. You cannot say you want to teach language and communication in the early years, and the only thing you are depending on is the material that the school gives you. Your school may be limited in material. They may be limited in material. After this initial explanation, we are going to go into the Montessori room, and I'm going to show you, because we can't bring all those things here. I'm going to is going. It doesn't even start from that abokodo that all of us are. A lot of teachers believe that language starts from phonics. These early years teachers write beautiful lesson plans. Beautiful lesson plans. They put a lot of activities. Half of those plans they don't execute in the class. There are teachers that write. Now, I was saying many early years teachers have good lesson plans. They write good lesson plans so that their head teachers or their supervisors can mark half of the things they have in those lesson plans. They don't execute in the class. They don't implement it in the class because they feel it will be too cumbersome for them to do all of these things. Nobody should tell you what you need to do in class. You should be able to take an initiative of what to do in class based on the children you have. Based on the children you have. Somebody said, if you teach in a way the children cannot learn, now teach in a way the children want to learn. There's a way children want to learn. There's a way you want to teach, and you are teaching that way, and they are not learning. Now look for the way they want to learn and change your teaching method so that you have written it. Does not mean it's going to go like that way. You can write a lesson plan. It's like a doctor made prescription for a patient. You use the medications and everything for a whole week. There is no change. You are still feeling sick. You are still feeling not okay. You go back to the hospital. The doctor have to change the method. Okay, maybe we should use this. Maybe we should now do this. Maybe you should go and do a test. The same way it is in teaching. If you are teaching in a particular way that the children are not learning, change your teaching method to the way they will learn. You also need to understand that observation plays a very crucial role. Mrs. Abino, why are you not writing? You don't have a pen? Your eyes. Sorry. You have to also understand that observation plays a very crucial role in how you introduce language to children. A lot of people don't know that the way we sit, you know, I told you it's language, communication, identification, and writing. A lot of people don't understand that the way we sit most times determines how our writing will come out. The way we sit determines how our writing formation will come out. Some people will sit sideways like this. Look at me. This is Buko. Book is facing like this. Right eye is facing like this. Hand is like this. Posture is very important to good handwriting. Posture is very, very important to good handwriting. And it is the responsibility of the school and the teacher to make sure that they provide comfortable seats and tables for children in order to help them in developing good writing skills. Writing is a skill. None of us came with it from heaven. The reason why my writing is different from your own and your own is different from my own and your own is because somebody that introduced us to writing, the people that introduced us to writing, did not take care of so many things. But I tell you, do you know that we can all have almost the same type of handwriting if you are intentional about it? There was a time we introduced Nelson in the school, and fortunately the person that came to conduct the training was a very good experienced person. At the end of that school year, if everyone in our school, because we made it compulsory that that's the method everybody should write, almost every teacher in our school were writing the same way. If we all write and we submit, do we find it difficult to say this is Mrs. Obadare's writing, this is Mrs. Olajiko's writing, this? All our writings were almost the same. Even we that were writing it were surprised, because the directionality, the rudiments, the technicality of writing in that way was formally taught to us. So you can also be intentional in teaching children writing directionality and skills. Letter formation is one of the things you should observe when introducing children to language, communication, and writing. How is this child forming his or her letters? You know that some children will write 0 and write 0 under to form 8. While some children will make the curve, go down and come up. That's letter and number formation. Letter and number formation should be a topic. Abi, shey is topic, I'll call it. Yes. It's a subject, and I wanted to call it a subject. Letter and number formation should be a subject that will continuously be taught in the early years for 3 good years. For 3 good years. It should be a subject. And one of the scientific understanding of good letter formation is that when you have good letter and number formation skills, it will help your intelligence. It will indirectly help to improve your intelligence, because the technicality it takes to form those writings, making sure that they sit on the line and are legible, will make you think. You are thinking while you are forming it. You are thinking, no, my S should not slide to this way. You should stop here. So you are being careful until it now becomes a part of you. It will now become a part of you. So much so that you will not be able to write in another way. Now, as a graduate of fine arts, I learned calligraphy in school, because when we were learning fine arts, this graphic using computer to do everything has not come. So sign writing that they will use paper, you will cut paper and all these things, was the process we learned, and that is more technical. And also our writing, there's something we call freestyle. If we don't want to use those papers we cut, stencils, if we don't want to use stencils, there is something we call freestyle. You have to freestyle with your handwriting, and if your handwriting is not good, you can't freestyle. For your lecturer to accept your assignments where you use freestyle, you must be very good. So in the process of doing that, we were taught calligraphy, and calligraphy is very close to Nelson. No, not Nelson. Cursive handwriting. So as at the time I became a teacher, I already know how to write cursive very well. I was an expert in cursive, and I can use most of the calligraphy pens to sign, to write names, or write on certificates. So when they brought this Nelson, and I was at Corona schools, when they brought Nelson, that Nelson is compulsory, I already know cursive. While my colleagues were struggling with it for a month, 2 days like this, I was good to go, because of my previous experience. That is why I always say that our experiences form our life realities. So for a child that passed through you, in nursery 1 or nursery 2 or grade 1 or grade 2, to now get to primary 6, and somebody looks at his note and says, why is your writing like this? Every teacher that child passed through is at fault. Am I making sense? Every teacher that child passed through that did not correct those writing and still passed it on to the next teacher, to the next teacher, to the next teacher, until that child gets to grade 6, all those teachers are liable. And one of the unfortunate things that bad handwriting cause children is that a lot of children failed WAEC because of bad handwriting. WAEC invigilators don't have the patience to be looking at your writing and be doing like this and doing like this. They will dump it in the bin and write a statement on it, not legible. Full stop. So many children that you find out that they didn't release their WAEC result. You didn't see a Greek. You did not see his biology. It's because of handwriting. It's because of handwriting. So, language and communication. Are you not getting the reasons why I tell you that language and communication is a very wide scope to cover? So it's not how to use the large movable alphabet box, or to use out the small movable alphabet, or to use the pink series, or to use the blue series, or to understand the green series. No. Those ones are practicals. But if you don't understand these ones I'm talking about, you will not understand the reason why you need to be very, very intentional and careful when you are doing those practicals. Those practicals have to be sequential with a lot of technicalities for children to understand that, okay, this is it. When I spent 5 years, in the nursery 2 class as a nursery 2 teacher. We call nursery 2 finishing year. Yes, nursery 2 is finishing year. Nursery 2 is the foundation for primary school. If any child gets it right in nursery 2, that child is not going to have problem in elementary. Elementary will be like a walking, just walk through. What is in elementary? What is in elementary? Apart from if children have behaviors that you want to correct, or maybe they have disabilities, I'm telling you, there's not much work in elementary classes. The textbooks are there for them to read comprehension, answer question, read composition, write composition, do creative writing, which you will already give them examples. The math, you give them the examples, they just answer the question. What is in elementary? It is not in elementary school that you start teaching children handwriting. It is not in elementary. It is not in elementary that you teach children how to hold a writing material, to have the right pincer grip and a firm hold. It is not in elementary. It is not in elementary that you teach children how to clear their tables when they eat. It is not in elementary that you teach children how to write dates and write their names. It is not in elementary. It is not in elementary you teach children how to dress up, how to identify the right shoes, left to right. All of these things are in preschool. So you see the reason why I tell you that elementary is just a walkthrough. So when I sit with early years teachers, and I put you through, even you will understand that nursery 2 is a finishing school. Let me give you a little view about my nursery 2 class and the way I operated. Now, the moment they are coming from nursery 1 to my class, everybody that is coming must already know how to read 2-letter words. That's how our curriculum is. They must have already finished Queen Primary Book 1. Some of them have already started reading 3-letter words. That's Queen Primary Book 2. They've already started, they have been introduced to it. So they are reading. And then we have the magic words. No, what's it? Tricky words. And then we have the word tree. We have a word bank on the wall. Now, when they are coming, what am I looking for when they come into my class? There are some things I'm going to observe so that I will know the type of children I have and where I want to start from. Number 1, how do they hold writing materials? Their pincer grip. Number 2, their shoes. Number 3, their dressing. Most boys can't button well. You will see the button go like this. So I know the ones that have problem in that area. Number 2, the next one. Number 4, can they go to the toilet independently? Use the toilet, clean up, flush, and wash their hands immediately they are done with that. These are the skills I look for when they are coming to my class. Remember, they are 3 going to 4. Some of them are even 4. But even at that is what I look for. The next one is, can they write from the board? Copying from the board. Copying from the board. The next one is, I send messages to their parents that as they are coming in, they must come with their unbreakable plates, unbreakable cup, unbreakable plates, unbreakable cup, their cutleries, knife, fork, and spoon. They must come with it. They must come with their table covers, napkins that they will lay on their table, and a bowl that they will be using to wash their plates and their utensils when they finish eating after break. Cleaners don't work in my class. In my nursery 2 class, cleaners don't work there. I don't need cleaner in my nursery 2 class. It is me and my children that clean the class. That's a practical life activity every day. Every day, that's our practical life activity. Once the children are done eating, they put all their chairs on their table. We carry broom. We sweep. If it's 3 times, we are going to get it right for it to be clean. We will sweep 3 times. After sweeping, we go and carry the mopping bowl and the mop stick. We will mop our class by ourselves. I will show them at the initial stage. Subsequently, they will start doing it. They take turns. They take turns. The least I had in my class was 20. Huh? The mopping bowl, they will squeeze on the mopping bowl now. So by the time it's second term, my children are cleaning the class by themselves. They are dusting the table, they are wiping the table, they are dusting the windows. They are cleaning everything by themselves. When they finish eating, when they want to eat, they lay their table, put their plates, their cutleries and everything, put it there. Pour their food from their food flask into their flat plates. Use their cutleries to eat. When they are done, they wipe their cutleries with tissues. Put it in the dustbin. Pack their plates, put it in the bowl that they will use to wash it. The moment we are done cleaning our class, everybody will carry their bowl. We will go down because our class is up. We will go down. I will put small liquid soaps in their bowls. They will wash their bowls. They will rinse it with water. Everybody will carry. We match up. They will go and put it on the shelf where we keep it. Those plates and those napkins and everything does not go home until the end of the session. It's in our class permanently because they use it every day. So by the time my children are done leaving for grade 1, they are completely independent. Completely independent. You can't even help them. They will tell you that they don't need your help. I can do it by myself. Because it's one of our words in our class. It's one of our language. Do it by yourself. You are not a baby. They will be the one telling themselves, Tejumola, wear your shoes by yourself. You are not a baby. You are wearing banana shoes. You will hear them telling themselves, why are you putting on banana shoes? Are you a baby? Wear it by yourself. Do it right. Finally, by mid-term by the beginning of, the moment we, like you are going to third term now, the moment we step into third term, week 1, we start rehearsals for graduation. Week 1, like this, as we are entering like this, bam, in my class, in my nursery 2 class, whether the school has started or not, in my own class, that's when we start rehearsal. And our rehearsals start from reading citations. Our rehearsals start from reading citations. This holiday, I would have used it to prepare their citations. This is what this person will say. This is what every single one of them must say something. So by the time I'm returning to school, by first day of resumption third term, I have all my student citations in my hand. The only thing is I'll just show to my supervisor and my head teacher that these are my citations. We go through it together. We try to see if we can correct it and something. The moment they come, we start practicing with the citations. So on graduation day, My children read their citations without any assistant. No assistant. Zero assistant. I will just teacher doing well. Me. Sometimes I will not even be there. Sometimes I will not even be there. Maybe they've given me assignment to pack gift or do. I will just be hearing from the microphone. So what happens is that nursery grade 1 teachers, they are always fighting for my children. Because we have more than one arm of grade 1. So you will see grade 1 teachers, this whole pair, they will be fighting. At a stage, they have to start dividing my children into 3 groups. Oh yeah, 7, go to Mrs. This class. Even parents will be insisting. Nursery 1 children that are coming, parents will be going to the management to say, I want my child to be in Mr. Badari's class. No, it's Mr. Badari I want. Until we start telling them, Mr. Badari is not the only nursery 2 teacher. There are other nursery 2 teachers. And that was where I grew to become a nursery supervisor. Because the school management discovered that if I can handle my class this well, if I'm this intentional about my class, and they are getting results from it, that means there is something I know that other nursery teachers must know. So I became their supervisor and I started training them. And that is how I rose in management. So nursery 2 is a finishing school. Stage 1. Yes, ma'am.
Please, what's the correct nomenclature for the early years?
Early years.
Yes. As in from stage 2 to the last classroom instruction. I think it's controversial.
Age 2, we call it toddler's class. Every school have different nomenclatures they are using. I'm coming, I will answer you. Age 2, we call it toddler's class. Toddlers, because actually they are toddlers. Nursery 1, we call it nursery 1. It's nursery 1 we call it, and that is age 3. Nursery 2, we call it nursery 2. And that is age 4 going to 5. That is what I operated in. But I've been hearing different type of things. It's kindergarten. Okay, in government school, what do you do?
In government school, we have nursery 1, nursery 2, KG. No, KG. Nursery 1, nursery 2, KG. From KG to primary 1, we can handle nursery 2. But in my class, I have to do 8, 5.
How many? That's not what we are saying. How many years will children spend in nursery school, in preschool? 6 years. That's what I'm asking. The minimum year children should spend in preschool is 4 years. It's 4 years. Starting from 1 year, 6 months.
Then 1 year, 6 months will be in class.
Toddler's class.
18 months.
So 2 years, toddlers. Yes. Nursery 1, 2 to 3. Nursery 2, 3 to 4. Nursery grade 1, 5 to 6. Yes.
My previous schools, that's your nursery 1 is our kindergarten.
I answered you. I said so many schools are doing so many things. See.
Even when you check on Google, they are telling us that kindergarten is the last class in the nursery. Yes. The government are the
If the not see, listen now. If Lagos State government changes, there is nothing you can do. If that's the formation they have. And that's. But when I was I'm telling you something of about 9 to 11 years ago. When I was in the nursery setting, there was no kindergarten as last class. Our last class to primary school was nursery 2. It was nursery 2. It was nursery 2. And I think what brought about this kindergarten thing is that People want to create space for 1-year-olds to come into the nursery. They want to create space for 1-year-olds because they've added one extra 1 year. That is what it means.
No, I think the Lagos State government did that because parents are actually pushing children to primary 1, grade 1, right? They don't want to spend 6 years.
Okay, now let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. What curriculum will that kindergarten class be using? Which curriculum? Grade 1 curriculum.
Grade 1 curriculum.
Okay. So, what will happen to primary 6?
No primary 6. No primary 6. No primary 6.
So, government has officially cancelled primary 6.
What they said is that every child that is less than 6 cannot be admitted into grade 1. So we should create that KG class to admit children less than 6. Because they want the children, they should not be less than 6 years before coming to grade 1. They didn't cancel the grade.
See, let me tell you something. We are the enemies of ourselves.
Yes.
You see this primary 16 that has been causing crisis. It's private school owners that caused it. Yes. Listen, Mrs. Durodola. Listen, Mrs. Durodola, I'm old school. Oh. I've been around for long. Oh. It was private school owners that used primary 5 as to GSS1 to entice parents to bring children to their school. They use it for marketing. They use it for marketing. Your child can go to secondary school by 9 years. Your child can do this. Some schools use it for marketing and others have adopted it. The mistake the government made was that when that marketing and that thing was going on, they should have nipped it in the bud.
Exactly.
And penalize any school that does it. That if you don't have primary 6 in your school, we will shut your school down.
Exactly.
If they did that, listen, man, if they did that, we won't have this problem. We will not have this problem. There was a child that was going to secondary school when I was the head teacher. Academically, this boy was not performing well. And he was 10. The mother insisted that he must go. The mother insisted. We advised her. We told her, let this boy do grade 6. She said no. Luckily for her, or for us, I don't want to mention the name of the secondary school, but it's a very big Christian secondary school around here. They took him there. First term, JS1, the principal wrote a letter to me. I still have that letter. I filed that letter. He asked the parents, which school is he coming from? They told him. He wrote an official letter to me that boy does not meet their standards. Emotionally, psychologically, he's not independent, he's not settled in class. He is advised to go back to primary school and go and adjust and go to primary 6. That their official age of admitting children is 11 years.
What did they admit him?
They went with doctored birth certificates. Are you talking about Nigerian parents?
A woman contract.
My neighbor said that it's 8 years.
Not some students I have in the school. It is teachers that give school owners problem. And yes, especially basic 4 teachers. They are the ones that will do home lesson and tell the parents, don't worry, I will coach your child can do it.
Mrs. Durodola. Mrs. Durodola.
I have secondary school. Even if you are a student of my school in primary 4, I will not admit you to secondary school. I will not. I would rather take your child to another school.
Mrs. Durodola, that you are not doing it. I am telling you that I know school owners that use that thing to sell their school.
Yes, they do.
I know school owners that use that thing to fill up their secondary school. They will even admit 8-year-olds in JS1.
If you don't agree, you know that some parents will take their children even to another school.
Listen,
Is it not better?
you cannot you cannot blame parents. You cannot blame parents. If parents don't have a school to take the child to, they will go back to their house. It is because they have options. Because they have options. It's because they have options. If they don't have options, what will they do? But all still boils down to the government. It's the government.
Because if we refuse to give them first holiday certificate, you know they will go to public school and they will give it to them.
Since when?
They will do it with money.
Since when?
They will do it with money. I don't care.
That one has been happening. That one has been kicking. Which you know are you saying?
What I'm saying is that some private school come and register some government school.
Because they want a certificate. And you collect money.
And now, even when they bring 8-year-old, even if he's 8-year-old, are they not supposed to ask them for their age?
They will just add their name to their register. I know what they do. They will just add their name to the register. The children will still be in primary 4. And government teachers will add their names and they will give them certificate.
Let's go on. Let's go on, please, because I have to get to somewhere. Now, you have to look at how is the child sitting. That's what we got to. How is the child sitting? And you know, I told you it's going to be an interactive class, and I like it the way we are going because we are interacting and people are learning. How is the child sitting? How is teaching? What are you doing in that place? When I'm teaching, what are you doing in that place? What's your duty in that place? I'm teaching and you are in that place doing something else. I'll send you out of my class. This is not the time to do that. I am teaching. How is the child's teaching tolerance? Sitting tolerance. How is the child sitting tolerance? You know, some children cannot sit still for 15 minutes. A child that cannot sit still for 10 minutes cannot learn. Cannot learn. It's like you are pouring water on stone. How many minutes can he sit down without standing up or being distracted? These are observations you need to do before you start talking about writing. No, not this one that the day they come, you go and carry that your pengele pencil, give it to them. Hey, Babu. Say bo, say ko. No, that is not where to start from. Now, talking about pincer grip. You can see the way he's holding a pencil. You need to see, and you should not use this regular pencil. I've said it. Mr. Lighton, do we have any finger fitters? No. Please remind me so that they can see it tomorrow. Remind me. When I go out now, I'm going to get it. Yes. No, that fat one is finger fitters. The one we recommend is the triangular pencil. There is what is called the triangular pencil. That when the child holds it, we do it or we produce it ourselves. Yes, we produce it ourselves. We produce it and we send it to schools. We don't have. That's what I asked him. I will get. By the time you come tomorrow or Saturday, I want to go to market. Now, this type of pencil will help their letter formation. Triangular pencil. I'll send the picture to your group page. Triangular pencil. It will help their letter formation and directionality and speech. It will help their letter formation, directionality, and speech. Should I repeat that? It will help their letter formation, directionality, and speech. By the time you are working on all these points I've given you, that is what shows that you are actively participating in the learning process of the child. You are actively participating. And while you are doing this, please also carry your head teachers and supervisors across. Head teachers are the problems of many schools. Head teacher, so head teacher, HM. You people call them HM, head of school. And some schools have the one they call administrators. You see the confusion those people cause. Oh my God. It is in Nigeria that I see that when head teachers are not experienced enough and they have a skilled and experienced teacher working with them, they will not allow that teacher grow because of ego and envy and fear of being replaced. This is Duro Dola. I sat on that seat for 12 years. I know what I'm talking about. Many head teachers will cover teachers under them that have ideas because they don't want the management to know so that they don't replace them. If you are a school owner, if you have a head teacher that listen, if you have a head teacher, you cannot, you see that I don't have, you are saying you cannot operate like that for long. You will get old. Don't matter any. All those things you are doing yourself, you will get tired. You will need somebody. That's if you don't even need it now. Why? You are, I know you already need it. Why? It's Nigeria that is making you to. Now, if you have a head teacher and you have an expectation towards that person, you should be able to do this, you should be able to do this, you should be able to do this, and you find out that most of the expectations you have, you are still the one going back to do the corrections, to do it. Now there is now a young teacher in grade 1 that knows all of these things and more, that every time you go to our class, where did you learn this one? This is good though. You are using Santry. You are using this. If nothing is wrong with you, sure, you will not sit down with yourself and tell yourself, will I not make this one a supervisor or an assistant so that she can carry others along, and that good thing she's doing in her class, the whole school will start doing it and it will bring in more people. The moment you do it, you have looked for a teacher problem. That teacher will become a target. Education is my fault. Going to 35 years, that teacher will be a target. Even those that they want to bring from outside. There is a school I worked as a head of school. I resumed as a head of school. I was not there before. So I came straight into management. The first day I came, I went to the head office. There is an admin office somewhere in Anthony where they interviewed me. But the school is around Alimosho here. The day I resumed in the school, the main school, the school owner was taking me around the school to show me this is this. We were walking on the step. We were walking on the stairs. We were going up. I heard from under the stairs. Teachers were under the stairs. It's a summer holiday, so they were cleaning the class for resumption. I heard it. From under the stairs. Yes. Share is this one. Share is this one they brought. She go take. Day one. By the time I resumed, I heard that I was the 4th head teacher in that school in 3 years. They are the ones that drive them away. They drive them away. You don't know that some teachers are principalities and powers. Hey. They will take over your school from you. Wrong foundations. They'll tell you we are the foundation. They will not do the right thing. They will not allow those that will do the right thing to stay. And they will not go. So for you to be a school owner, you have to be firm and put your foot down that this will not happen here. So this is one of the challenges a lot of teachers are facing where they are working. I'm telling you, teachers come here every day, they tell me their experience. There are so many good ideas they have, they can't use it where they are. I have a teacher, I was the one that even got her the job. Where she is, they are using a wrong curriculum. They have Treasure's curriculum, our new curriculum, they have it. She has been telling me, see, this is the second term, she resumed, that they refuse to use that curriculum and they refuse to give it to her. It's on their teacher's table. I said, go and ask. She has done that. She has done that. She said they told her that they want to hold a seminar on that lesson curriculum before they use it. They want to do seminar. For 1 year, they want to do seminar. This is a very, very big school. If I mention the name, all of you will say, ah. Are you getting it? Do you know that there are some school owners you cannot get to?
Yes, can't have access.
There are some school owners you can't have access to. There are some school owners that if you have access to them, you have landed in big trouble. She will not use wisdom to say, ah, I should look into what this guy. She will come meeting. I'll come and say it. You become the enemy of everybody. Meanwhile, you want the best for the school. So what I told that young lady is that she should be using it only in her class. You know the curriculum. You have the PDF on your phone. Be using it only for your class. Don't talk to anybody again. Just be doing activities with your children that will bring change. They are paying her well. It's not that they are not paying her well. They are paying her well. But she's not happy there. She's not happy. Because she's not free to use the skills she has. Meanwhile, some schools are looking for that type of teacher. To be a good early years teacher, you have to be a curious person. You must be curious. You must be always ready to know. You must be always ready to know and do more. You must be ready to share ideas. Curiosity will help you bring in more ideas to your classroom and to your children because they will always look forward to learn from you. There are activities for different age groups. There are activities for different age groups. Just like we have discussed now that about the nursery, the preschool classes, 18 months to 2 years, 2 years to 3 years, 3 years to 4 years. There are different activities for them. This is not about curriculum. Curriculum, you will now use curriculum to align with those activities. This is what I call developmental milestones. Developmental milestones. Now, after writing that, pick your phones. Let's start from Mrs. Momo. What is the age group you are teaching? 3 to 4. Now pick your phone. Go to Google. Google developmental milestones of 3 to 4 year olds. Mrs. Abido, what class are you taking?
Okay, from 4 to 8 years.
Okay, just Google 4 to 6 or 4 to 5. Developmental milestones of children 4 to 5. Obina, which class are you taking? Open developmental milestones of 4 to 5. You and Abido share. Rachel, which class are you taking? Mention them.
I'm taking
SS class, SS1 or 2?
1, 2, 3.
Okay, let's just work with SS1. That is 13 to 14. Okay, open developmental milestones of 13 to 14-year-olds. Mrs. Alalade, which age group? Which age group can you work with? 2 to 3. 2 to no. I want it 1 year. Okay, open developmental milestones of 2 to 3. Which age group? Open developmental milestones of 5 to 6. That's grade 1. Primary 1. Developmental milestones of Mrs. Nwachuku, you are taking primary 6. Open developmental milestones of 9 to 10-year-olds. Adebayo, which class? Open developmental milestones. No, don't open 4 to 5. Open developmental. We already have so many 4 to 5. Okay, no worry. Mrs. Durodola, which age group? Open developmental milestones of 6 to 7-year-olds. No, open developmental milestones of 7 to 8-year-old. Naomi, open developmental milestones of 8 to 9. Mrs. Momo, have you opened? Can you see it? Oh yeah, stand up and read for us. Read.
I have for movement milestones, hops and stands.
Please, can I have one out? We want to hear this thing.
Hops on 1 foot to 5 seconds. Goes upstairs and downstairs without support. Kicks ball forward. Throws ball overhand. Milestones in hand and finger skills. Copies square shapes. Draws a person with the head and 1 other body parts. Uses child-safe scissors. Draws circles and squares. Begins to copy some capital letters. Language milestones. Understand the concepts of same and different. Understand simple prepositions such as on and under. Uses 3-word sentences. Uses words that are 75% understandable by strangers. Tells stories.
Okay, let's talk.
Cognitive milestones.
Okay, let's hear cognitive milestones.
Cognitive milestones. Correctly names some colors. Understand the concept of counting and may know a few numbers. Approaches problems from a single point of view. Begins to have a clearer sense of time. Follows 3-part commands.
Okay.
Recalls parts of story. Engages in imaginative play.
Okay, sit down. Mrs. Abido, read what you have for us.
4 to 5-year-old development, language and cognitive milestones. Number 1, speak clearly using more complex sentences. The child will be able to count 10 or more objects. Correctly name at least 4 colors and 3 shapes. Recognize some letters and possibly write their names. Better understand the concept of time and the order of daily activities. Use future tenses such as we will go to the park soon. Have a greater attention span. Follow 2 to 3-part command. For example, put your book away, brush your teeth, and then get in bed. Recognize similar word signs such as stop. Know their address, phone number if taught. Understand everyday things like food and money. Then for movement milestones and hand finger skills. Number 1, stand on 1 foot for more than 9 seconds. Do a somersault and hop. Walk up and down stairs without help. Walk forward and backward easily. Pedal a tricycle.
Okay.
Copy.
Let's stop there. Alalade, what age group? 2 to 3. Now read for us. Use this now. Alalade, read to us.
Okay.
Please, can you help me get a power bank upstairs? Do you have anybody have power bank here? Okay, thank you.
Your child is now starting to test boundaries and control temper, tantrum. So it's important to find ways for them to have a break to extend their batteries. Their memory is developing fast and they can now talk about people who are not with them at the time. This is the time where your child's imagination is soaring. They enjoy doing things outside the home. So it's a
Please, can I have one house?
Parks, and playground. Playtime becomes a game of make-believe, where they practice skills and mimic situations they see around them. Use this time to talk to your child about respecting others so they learn how to play fair. The following information, okay. How can you encourage your child's learning? Give them more experiences by going to different places: park, beach, public swimming pool, shops, sing songs, listening to music, and dance together.
Cognitive. Can we go to cognitive? That's developmental. Cognitive.
Okay. Build a tower of 5 to 7 objects.
Okay.
Line up objects in trained fashion.
Okay.
Recognizes and identify common objects and pictures by pointing.
Okay.
Enjoy playing with sand,
Okay.
water, dust. Explore what these materials feel like rather than making things with them.
Okay.
Use symbolic play, e.g., using a block as a card.
Okay. Sit down. Mrs. Nwachukwu, read your milestone for us.
In 3 stages. The first one says they should be able to handle complex episodes.
Okay. Can you move closer to this place? Just move forward. It's okay like that. Okay.
9 to 10 years old should be able to handle complex episodes.
Okay.
Stories include complex, embedded, and interactive episodes.
Okay.
Able to read for specific purposes, read grade level books fluently, use previously learned information to understand new information, follow written directions, take brief notes, link information learned to different subjects.
Okay.
Learn meanings of new words through knowledge of word origins, synonyms, and multiple meanings.
Okay.
Use reference materials, explain author's purpose and style.
Okay.
Read and understand a variety of literature. Compare and contrast in content areas. Make inferences from text. Paraphrase contents. Include main ideas and details.
Okay.
Read it between 120 to 150 words per minute.
Okay. It's okay, ma. Rachel.
Mine I have for developmental milestones from 12 to 14.
Okay.
The physical development.
You people are disturbing me.
Growth spurs. Children may experience rapid growth in height and weight. Then puberty,
See.
boys and girls
Don't
will
give
start to develop secondary sex
You have to go and buy
characteristics,
food for me.
such as body hair, acne, and changes in voice, improved athletic abilities. Then for the cognitive development, I have improved problem-solving skills. Children can think more logically and solve problems more effectively. Developing abstract thinking. Children can start to think more abstractly and reason about hypothetical situations. Then increased independence. Children may start to assert that they are independent and make more decisions for themselves. Then emotional and social development. We have developing identity. Children may start to explore their interests, values, and identities. Forming close relationships. Children may form close relationships with their peers and start to develop romantic interest. Increased emotional intensity. Children may experience more intense emotions.
At age, I
Mood swing. Then language and communication.
Mr. Light, don't distract us here.
Children
Okay.
language and communication
That's what I'm trying to
development
figure out.
developed during this stage. Some milestones include improved communication skills, developing persuasive skills such as language to influence others, increase nuisance in language. Children can understand and use more nuisance language.
Nuisance or nuances?
Nuances, including idioms and sarcasm. Then tips for, that's it.
Okay. Now, because of time. No teacher, did you hear what I said? No teacher should teach without having developmental milestones of the age group of the class you are teaching. Vis-a-vis your curriculum. Because that developmental milestone you are seeing, that's who those children are. That is what nature has loaded into them. That is what they are going to be doing at that time. So if the content of the curriculum you are using does not agree with what nature has embedded them with, you are going to be in trouble. Oh. You are going to be in trouble. The children will be saying Enugu. You will be saying Idebode. You will be saying different language. This is why a lot of teachers have problem teaching upper classes, upper grade. You heard what Mrs. Eje read. Romance has started coming into their mind. Boyfriend and girlfriend have started. You will say, what are you doing there? You are starting with that girl. If I catch you, are you the God that programmed that thing in his mind? Your duty is to now engage him with activities that will reduce the tendencies of that thing and make him understand that this is the right thing, but this is not the right time. This is the right thing, but this is not the right time for it. Any developmental milestone, no, let her go. Any developmental, any curriculum that is not formed based on developmental milestones of children is not a good curriculum. Where did the person see the example he or she is using from? Where? Where will the person cite example from? You are operating a class that have children, or you are operating a school that have children that start from 0 to maybe 15 or 16 years. Which brain do you want to use to coordinate them? If you don't know about developmental milestones. So it is important for every teacher to know about developmental milestones. So when you are running into brick walls, or the child is manifesting something that you don't understand, you need to go back and go and check developmental milestones. You need to go back and go and check developmental milestones. Is this what this child should be doing now? Or there is something wrong? Is there something I don't know? And then when you go to developmental milestones, you see it. What will happen? You rest now. You rest in Jesus' name. You say, no. So now the next thing will be for you to now create activities, programs, activities. Your school extracurricular activities must be created based on the information you have about developmental milestones. When you look at the age group of the children you have in your school, you have only a nursery and primary school. So meaning age limit should be between 10 and 11, highest 12. Every activity you should bring up in that school must not exceed that age group. So you have the one for nursery, you have the one for upper nursery, you have the one for lower primary, you have the one for upper primary. That's all. Based on developmental milestones. Developmental milestones is what all psychologists in the world work with. When you hear child psychologists, it's developmental milestones we work with. After studying child psychology, and I know about developmental milestones, I started having peace as a head of school. Because what teachers and parents will come to me and be doing like the whole world want to end. Developmental milestone has already told me that it's the normal thing that should happen with the child. So when the teacher is coming, ma, it's not writing, it's not this, it's not ready. If you pressure me as a parent, I will tell you, oh yeah, go and take screwdriver, open the child, go and repair it, order writing inside the child. Because the person that created the child is the only one that is in charge of readiness. Me, I cannot do any magic. The only thing I can do is to continue to teach well and encourage the child. Do the right things, manipulative play, manipulative activities, pincer grip activities with the child. Outside of this, there is nothing I can do. I'm not a magician. When you know about developmental milestones as an educator, you will have peace in so many areas. So many things parents are bothering you about, you are bothering yourself about, you will stop. You will calm down. You are supposed to be using developmental milestones Every time you want to write your lesson plan and form activities for children, you're supposed to be using developmental milestone. Once you see the topic, let's say age 4 to 5, Mrs. Abido, can you give me any topic for age 4 to 5 in any subject area? Numeracy. Okay.
Number backward.
Okay. Number between counting number backwards.
Yes,
All you need to do is look for 4-year-old developmental milestones on counting backwards. AI can help you do that. Google can help you do that. Just go there. You will get loads of information. The world is a digital print. You don't even need to bother yourself like this. Once you know the right thing to do, like I'm telling you, just go to Google or go to AI. And know how to use AI. A lot of people don't know how to use AI. You have to be specific and prompt with AI. For example, I'm teaching. You can use voice. My own AI uses voice. I'm teaching children 4 to 5 year olds. And the topic for next week is counting backward. Is this in the range of developmental milestones for age 4 to 5? What activities should I do with them? And what should be the time frame? AI will answer all the question for. You see the way I asked the question? I did not go and type developmental. You know, you can even type development, but ask the questions correctly. It is what you ask that AI will give you. But if you want AI to give you in depth, you have to know how to coin your question. So much so that it will give you correct answer. Activities, different things. And there are different types of AI. There are different versions. I'm using a very high version, 4.5. I'll be 5.2. I don't know the one Mr. Lighton did for me. But I'm using a very high version. Do you understand? And then you can now sit down, get the information, and now modify it to what you want to use. And teaching will be easy for you. Teaching will be very, very easy for you. You understand? This is why we are going to stop today. Because I still have about 4 pages. That I still want to discuss with you. Before you go and use all those language materials that all of you want to use Blue Series. You are literally for practical. Wait. And Mrs. Dodala will not come tomorrow, and she will not come next week. She will not come. Next week she will not come. It's only next week she's not coming. And it's next week. I'm going to teach the relationship between sensoria and language. She will teach you. Okay. Don't worry. I'm going to teach on Saturday. The education lecturers are not coming on Saturday, so we have time. No, I will teach physically. Oh, no, you are not coming this Saturday. Easter, upper Saturday. It's upper Saturday I'm talking about. No, not this. I forgot that we have a break this Saturday. So upper Saturday. So thank you for those that joined online. Some of your mates are not here because they joined online.